So basically, from the point in time, like I said, I believe it was the black people that were doing human wave into Spain, basically, and pretty much they're being led by some token white people, which they were planning on killing anyway later on. They had treated some white people really well, and they were having them lead them. You lead us, and we will follow, said some black person the whole time, planning to basically kill off their token white people at some point. So basically, I ordered the evacuation of Spain and moved the people from Spain to Mexico or something like that. So basically, so the women and children wouldn't be there when basically the black people were doing the human wave into Spain on their way up to basically get into pretty much Germany, basically. So anyway, and then the black people, of course, were going to kill off their token white people or the few thousand or million white people that they had with them, basically. They were just like, you lead us and we follow, to some white people. And white people thought they were so powerful, whatever, and blah, blah. And that the black people were so good. The black people were going to kill off the white people at some point. So, and they were segueing into Spain to get to Germany. And they had made some shit deal with some shit leader, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But the black guy was like, well, to face off against the epic Lucifer star is basically why he was attacking um, Germany. But of course, they couldn't actually get into Germany, and Germany was too well protected, and human wave tactics wouldn't work. And like I said, the average age of black people dropped to about 20 or something like that as they were doing this human wave into Germany. So anyway, and they had to use some white people, some very misguided white people, to actually even get in there, where the white people used some cannon or something like that, or did something, and then the black people executed them other ways away, right after they got into Germany, basically breached the defenses. But we were actually evacuating Germany, as I say, and basically a lot of Germans went up into Poland and went up into Russia, basically. Some were going up into Russia and Poland, and some were going over to America or someplace like that. But then again, JFK, I don't know. So we start getting a little crazy right there. Anyway, though, and the Irishmen basically, or the Irish people, Ireland people basically built the water system that is in Mexico. So the Spain people would have some water or some resources or a town or something there, and basically I saved them pretty much, and even had a ship there defending them, keeping the USers or the Confederacy or the Federales or whatever, basically, which was being led by Roosevelt or Truman or something like that, from basically killing them. Anyway, um, and so and dropped off a whole bunch of Gatlings and a whole bunch of weapons to the Spaniards, basically, so they would have some modern day equipment that was taken from basically Birmingham or one of my gun manufacturing places, so they'd have something to defend themselves with, so they wouldn't just be killed. But it would, of course, take a little while before anyone realized that they were even in Spain or even in Mexico, and had been moved from Spain to Mexico, because we anticipated the human wave or whatever. So anyway, like I said, the black people can't actually breach Spain that well, and we actually set up carpet bombing zones where basically when we see them, we basically carpet bomb the shit out of them, and we hold them at Spain basically. So they can't get through Spain, so they start going around, and they go up and try and breach, and that's when they have the white people like killed officers, and basically they breach through the midsection up in the middle. But by then we actually have everyone up into Poland and beyond, and Poland has has aircraft, and it's basically, carpet bombing the people basically. So, and basically we defend against the black wave or whatever. So anyway, I don't really know. It gets complicated. Like I say, a bunch of people who made a bunch of deals with other people who have no power and no authority to make such deals. So I'm trying to do something on my planet for which it doesn't even matter, because it's only one of 400. And eventually this becomes the site of a time war or something like that, and I'm just like, whatever. And a bunch of other people, stuff like that. So anyway, it gets all crazy as related already, and basically a bunch of people were making deals for which, like Rodney would come to me and say, "Your body writing checks, your body can't cash," and I'm like, "Did you hear that in a movie? Where'd you hear that from?" You know I'm the inventor of check, right? Rodney kept, and my accountants were telling me that Rodney was making some very substantial withdrawals from my accounts or something like that. Because I said he could use some money because I was living at the house or whatever. But he's withdrawing hundreds of thousands of dollars on my accounts and basically trying to clean them out pretty much. And my accountants are very upset about it and basically wondering what he's doing with such large amounts of money. And eventually Rodney's like, "There's no money left, there's no money left." And I'm like, "Write a check." And we start doing checks or something like that, or I don't know. Anyway, basically Rodney withdrew every cent that was inside of any of my accounts that he had access to. And was paying some scientist, some crackpot scientist in Russia or some country that was always drunk or something like that. Like I say, as they were trying to twist, but then again, JFK or Jimmy Carter or someone's coming in as the president or the Lucifer Star man in the White House. And then we get LS, cufflinks and all that other stuff, and I guess they're guessing my name or something like that. They don't even know whose house it is at first. They just saw a nice big house and decided to move into it or something like that, or I don't know. Anyway, like I say, they all think that sitting behind my desk in the Oval Office or in the White Office is it basically means that they're Lucifer Star, and they're not. Never were. Never will be. And it's just a house. A nice house with nice defenses, but no significance other than that. And it's just a courthouse where I had some checks being written out of. And that's only significant to Washington, D.C. And I was just writing the checks to basically, the checks were just for they're being paid, I was paying for basically the stuff for like the Japanese or Chinese hospital that was being built in China. I spent like $17 or $17,000. It only cost me $17 after all the profit and everything else is made or whatever, blah blah blah, over the years. Only $17 for the hospital, the psychological ward, and everything, and the water filtration system that's also in China. So it's my site. Anyway, so only cost me $17. A lot of people go over the facts and go over the details and are like, "Okay, well, since you're definitely the owner and ruler of this planet, we're just going to charge you and blah blah, and we'll do all this stuff for you." So a bunch of construction people basically go to work and basically hammer out the deals and everything else like that with me because I'm the only one that they can reliably make a deal with because I am Lucifer Starline. So they can negotiate prices and money with me, and that's about it. So they talk directly to me, and we get things moving again. And like I said, the Irish people are basically working for me out of Ireland. We build Belfast and everything else like that. And a whole bunch of construction people basically do it and basically build all the cities. And when we figure out the types of factories that are also going to be built in Brazil and all that kind of stuff. So all of Colombia from the Cape on up. And then eventually we start working on basically building America and building all the rest of the place, or repairing the damage basically. As I'm the only one with actual money or actual resources or actual anything, actual value on this planet. So, as I am Lucifer Starline, and everyone else knew it in the galaxy and still knows it, and would always know it. So that might be takeover plot number 28. I don't know. I don't really care. It's like usually after about 150 years or 150,000 years, or when the colony was substantially set up and substantially done, I would just basically go to space anyway. Like I said, I would usually land, start a little colony, repair my ship over the years, and then spend some time with some life forms, and then take off. And that's why I ended up with so many exoskeleton planets, because I just kept on going from planet to planet to planet to planet to planet, and I didn't really keep a log, I don't think, of where I had been or whatever. Or at least I started deleting my logs, and they were just out there. They're just out there. And, so like I say, the majority of my time was spent with the exoskeletons and other life forms. But the human race was always, they went back in time or something, blah, 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 and was doing the kill your life forms. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. It's Admiral, whatever. He was, later on we became friends though. At some point in time we were friends and we became friends, and he used to say, "Flightless bird." I'd say, "Neanderthal ape," or something like that. I'd call him an ape or something like that, and he'd chime back, "Flightless bird." And we had this thing going. It was cute for a while, or something like that. We would have been friends. Like I said, I'm friends with a lot of life forms, a lot of people, a lot of people in existence. Like I say, I knew a lot of people. I even knew them, or something like that. Anyway, I mean, I even probably had digital or virtual existence for a while or something like that. A lot of people were trying to get my existence put into virtual, so I thought I lived it, but I didn't actually live it or something like that. They would have actually, right after the point in time that I created them or something, they would have taken over, blah, 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 blah. Convoluted plan number 295 trillion. Like I say, just naming America. Just choosing the money. Just the fact that I chose some money. And then later on, like I say, the little 3D and the watermark that was on the, not these bills. These bills are done by somebody else or whatever. I don't really like the Monopoly. Like, I don't like the big 100 on the back, sorry. I don't like that. It's like, ugh. Looks like Monopoly money. I like it like, my kind of money is like where it's, it looks kind of reasonable. I don't mind the big head, that's fine. And they cleared most of these things with me before they actually did them. It was like, it's okay, and I was like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. And also getting the 3D thing, they were like, blah, 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 we can't blah, blah. And I was like, why don't you try turning it into ink? Try crushing it up, particles. You can glue the particles to the thing, and it should still be 3D, right? Anyway, so I give them an idea of the 3D ink, basically. I said, why don't you try crushing it up and just using it like a paste or something? So I was like, oh, it's like, yeah. Because they can't get a 3D whatever. And I was like, did you try using an ink? Maybe a 3D ink or a crush up or use a paste maybe? Something? Maybe? So they do that. So it works and they do that. So, cool. Anyway, though. Yeah, the big head, I don't know about that or whatever. Anyway, though, but I liked, I don't know. It's just printed money, whatever. I don't really like the big 100 on the back, but I guess it's okay, whatever. Looks too much like that's one of the things that I like. I like my money to look, professional. Just like my soldiers and my females. Like a bunch of people wanted, like I say, Jimmy, not Jimmy, I mean, John McCain showed up to the White House, or in the Washington, D.C. building one time wearing nothing but a Speedo, looking all buff. And I was basically like, no, get him out of there. I don't want, you can't go to my Senate building or my whatever building wearing nothing but a Speedo. Like, what kind of operation are we running here? Like, why don't you just smoke some LSD right in front of everyone? And then be like, well, yeah, basically it was basically pretty much just like a frat group or a shit party. I mean, hey, whatever. Doesn't matter though. I mean, everything's all stupid. A bunch of, like I said, the senators were always trying to get on top of the bunnies, or get on, the mayors were always trying to fuck the cheerleaders and all that other stuff, and a bunch of mayors would just go to the schools and be like, blah, 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 yeah, we'll give you some money, blah, blah, yeah, oh, yeah, or something like that. I don't really know. Like a bunch of people were finding out what was happening, and they were starting to deal with it, because it's just, it's a bunch of people that weren't powerful, that were blah, 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 that were just trying to make themselves powerful. And it's just a fucked up system. Like I said, the Middle Easterns actually were doing great, by the way, without anything. The Middle Easterns, like I said, one thing I had nothing to do with. The Tin and Middle Eastern Empire, by the way. Like I said, hats off, very respectable group, very amazing, 300 to 400 years, rockets, everything. I had nothing to do with them. They were just a bunch of people in the Middle East, and they just started it was one family or two or three families went together. They were traders, and like I said, later on, when White Star Lines was suffering or whatever, they they were like, "You don't know how to trade. We'll trade for you." And like I said, I love the Middle Easterns. I adore you. Like I cared a great deal about you. I saw your empire. It was magnificent. Beautiful houses. Everything was nicely done. Like, I'm very sorry for what happened. I know about your family members being targeted. Eventually, some asshole piece of shit starts targeting their family members and starts killing them. And it was a Middle Eastern whatever empire, whatever. They were a very good group. They were family run mostly, and whatever. And they're like sometime after Rome or some point in time after that. Basically, they had a 300 to 400 year empire that was very nice. And then there was a trade system or whatever, or helping hand system or whatever. Anyway, very, very, very respectable. They were very rich off of it, and they even bought or built some of my stuff. Like I said, the Queen of England bought some of my carriages or bought my photo. I had a photo wagon basically. It's this big wagon and it had a Photoshop already built in and a big lens, and you could do big photographs and stuff like that. And make a bunch of plate glass. And like the Queen of England bought one, and a couple people bought some of the things I was having manufactured, like my photo wagon or for whatever. I had this big wagon basically, or big carriage thing that had a photo studio on one side and a big lens and a photograph thing on the back, so you could take panoramics of basically the whole area. And so they were setting them up, and like the Queen of England bought one, and a couple other people bought one. Like Adolf Hitler bought one of my silver ghosts. You know, like, it was really nice of them. I was like, "You do like my cards? Awesome!" So a lot of people knew who I was or knew something, and they bought my stuff. They would buy my photo wagons, and so my little company would do good. I just, Lucifer Starline, like I'm the creator of humanity and everything. I was just doing this cute little company and stuff like that. Like I say, I just wanted a couple ships, a couple tugboats just for myself, maybe a house or two. But like I say, I mean, I'm just a normal. I'm ancient, and so I have no reason to lie. I have no reason to cheat or steal, or I'm not trying to get one up on anyone or do anything. I never was, and that's why, like I say, we had our own schools, we had our own little mining operations and stuff like that. I used lots of different groups. Like I say, I had my Irish workers and stuff like that, and I was just I'd come up with a couple of things for my people to build and stuff, and we had a little system and stuff like that, and it was really just cute and stuff like that. And like I said, and that's why I was like, photograph everything, get pictures, camera, I want to see it, because I was stuck at home or I was stuck whatever, and so they were taking pictures and recording everything. And because Rodney and everybody else, they took away. I mean, they took away my little shoes. I'm just on vacation as a child, basically, for the first time ever, living a life for the first time ever, and Rodney takes my shoes. What was I supposed to do? Walk to the White House? Well, Brian, if you act better, blah, 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 maybe you get your shoes back. Like, who does that? Who takes the shoes? He took my shoes. Oh, they took my shoes. Yeah, they did. They really did. They took my shoes. Hey, what was I supposed to do? Walk down to the neighbor's house? Yeah! Hey, Rizal, that's... Like, seriously? No, Brian, you can't have any drugs. It's bad for you. Here I am, 99 trillion years old, Lucifer Starline, the biggest ships in the sea, courtesy of my Irish workers. By the way, like I said, I got most of my Irish workers basically. Like I said, throughout the years, I had a horseshoe place. We'd mine the stuff, and then I'd do horseshoes on my horses and stuff like that. And a lot of people would want to buy one of my items, but they wouldn't have enough money or something like that, so they'd trade me their sons or daughters. And so it was really cute. I'd be like, well, I guess the store could use some more people. Get a guy, get a bale, get a bale. Oh, he's cute. My girls would look over him or look over them and be like, oh yeah, yeah, whatever. Anyway, I had a bunch of people. They were, just a little. It was just a barn and had a mine and stuff like that. Just a little bit of stuff. And I think they were doing Lucifer Starline, basically. So because no one else had actually done it, so they were like, "We're gonna do it for you. We want to do it." So it's just a couple of girls and stuff like that, and I think that's how Jimmy or someone got in there or something like that. Like, I don't know. Convoluted plan number 98. Anyway, it's like, wow, yeah, I'm 90 trillion years or some trillion years old or whatever, and just like stuck at home or whatever. Like, and later on, people are like, well, you're too precious or, you're too valuable to, or to whatever. It's like, whatever. You know, might as well be a museum piece, really. Like I say, I've only ever lived one life as a person, and you're looking at it. I only ever would live one life as a person. It sucks. It sucks for me. Bunch of people running around doing drugs, doing this, doing that. But I mean, my people always loved me because, we weren't trying to hide anything. I'm not trying to get one over on anyone. Just, you know. So anyway, and that's the only reason why you know about Lucifer Starline, basically. From humble beginnings, grassroots, a horseshoe place or something or whatever. I mean, I invented horseshoes and genetically created them, so gotta have shoes for them. Shoes for people, shoes for horses. Like, whatever. So anyway, yeah. And then, like I said, somebody who was really jealous, like JFK, he was like, "You'll never feel the touch of your life forms. You'll never know compassion. You'll never be hugged. You'll never this. You'll never that." It's like, wow, that's serious. I mean, that was serious. And for a while, like I said, they buried me someplace. I was a skeleton or something like that, and then he was raping women above me, going, "Oh, yeah." And eventually, one of them finally pried the secret out from under him, Martha's Field or someplace like that, or something like that. And it was like thousands of years ago or something like that. And she remembered. She wrote it down. She told her family, blah blah blah, and they found me and dug me up or figured it out, and knew that's where my body was or something like that. And for thousands of years, I was glad I was dead. But later on, I looked over and I was like, oh my God, he takes a girl out every month or every day and rapes her in that same place. Or something like that. I don't know. Some sick fuck. So anyway. I don't even get it. I was dead. Happily. Anyway, he was just like, oh yeah, I got the planet, I got the planet, I got the planet. He was like pretending to be me. Or something like that. And it's like, another person of no real consequence or whatever. It's like, so there are a few people that very much deserve to be tortured for 1,000 years or more. But after like 34 years, they're basically vegetables anyway. They're just like drooling on the floor. So it's like after 30 years, it's like, what's the point? 30 years of torture is forever. So even a year of torture is forever. So anyway, I lost interest and cut it after 120 or something like that. I left it. Actually, most of them pulled their feeding tubes out. Like, I have memories of basically of John McCain trying to get that feeding tube. It went right down the shoulder, right into the arm, as they were tied to the beds, basically. They're probably trying to torture the Japanese or the Chinese, trying to figure out where they would be or where they were taken or whatever. I think they thought maybe the Japanese or Chinese knew where they were because everyone knew that the Chinese or the Asians had their own spaceships. So, but then again, so did the Germans. So they probably figured that well, if he took us somewhere, it had to be them. It's like, nope. I didn't use any humans for 90% of my stuff. I didn't use humans. I did for some stuff, but not that much. The exoskeletons were far faster and far better, and so were the 1.5s. Most of my other life forms are other people that would do stuff for me. So it was one of them. John McCain or someone was like, "That's a nice suit." thinking that the life form in front of him was just wearing a suit. They weren't. It wasn't. And it doesn't matter anyway. So whatever. Like I say, I mean, they just dug themselves a deeper hole. They were just attacking other planets and stuff like that, trying to restrict other life forms, technology and stuff like that, trying to get nanotechnology first, trying to get this first, trying to get that first, trying to tell the life forms and the human race and everything else that you can't trust the nanotechnology. It'll spread like wildfire over this planet and consume everything. It's survival of the fittest. It's more advanced than us and it'll eliminate us. But that's not true at all. Survival of the fittest that's just what some steroid freaks were doing. Like, there's just some bunch of steroid freaks and basically some football players going, yeah, we're the next level of human, man. We're so smart. We're so buff. Yeah, we're immortals. And they weren't. Just liars. They're probably still pretending to be the Pope and Vatican Council. Just people living on donations and running out of money. Like, if I'm right, the Vatican's broke. The Republicans are broke. The Democrats are broke. All of Germany was so rich from their whatever that they didn't have to work ever again, or at least for not for a very long time. Ireland was really rich and really well off. Didn't have to work and just cruised around, you know. It's a nice planet. You know, I mean, Mexico, I don't know. If the Republicans and the Democrats ever stop fucking with Mexico, maybe Mexico will be rich and well off too. But like I say, Nixon was trying to take over Mexico basically, the whole time, pretty much. Trying to use the federal soldiers or something like that. I don't know. There's some facts about that. Like I said, it's all there. You know, it's all just a stupid thing where they were going to try and whatever. They had no idea they were going to try and take over, do something stupid. But it's like, you know, Earth wasn't my first planet. Like, I wasn't even, it's not even my third planet. It's like the fifth or third or fourth, and it was really just a water storage site. Like, or something like that. Like, one of 3 water storage sites. And I had this whole existence as with exoskeletons and just got bored after a while or saying, let's just cruise around the universe. They actually found me orbiting a star. I was starting off another star. Woo, 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 acting stupid in a spaceship. Woo, woo, woo. I was like, pretty. like after trillions of billions upon millions of years of being a life form in the universe, what else am I going to do other than orbit a star and go pretty. Just getting another sun started, or star started, basically. Just playing around. I would like I said, I would go until I couldn't see the light anymore and stuff, and measuring the distances of light particles or something like that. How far could they go? And space is the only way you can actually really find out how far a light particle can travel, or how far light travels. So anyway, yeah. I just blast and then I think I would turn around or something like that and basically back up. Blast and then you turn around and something like that and just go backwards until you can't see the light particle anymore or something. I was just basically doing just stupid shit in space. What's he doing? Stupid shit in space. What else are you going to do for hundreds of trillions of years? Like I said, as a computer, existence is actually rather fun. But as a person, I mean, it's pretty fun. Especially if you're lying and you've killed millions or trillions of people to get this stupid lie that is basically whatever. So, which they had to do and did. Also, they can get pussy and drugs for about 40 years. And live with anonymity. Basically, they just lied to everyone and actually convinced everyone for a little short time that they were the creator or that they were someone or that they had some pull. But like I said, realistically, they're just life forms and not even of any real consequence. They weren't great men. They weren't anything. They're just lying. Quite a few spent their whole lifetimes, whole existences lying and trying to get their kids to lie. At some point in time, the kids just get sick of it or tired of it or just whatever. Thousands of millions of planets, tons of technology all throughout the universe, and nanotechnology all throughout the universe, and millions of different life forms basically just kicking it around. And there's these people in the White House going, "Oh, who do you think is going to get elected this time?" Let's see, it's George, then Bob, then Thomas, then, no, not Thomas, that's right, scratched him now. Hillary, now, who's next on the list? Trumpy, his shit son, which is supposedly the savior or peacemaker, or, what is it? Oh, maybe he's Star, okay, I see. The better, yeah. Oh, he's supposed to get JFK out? Who? And none of it matters. I don't know. Like I said, go grab some fake ass senators, basically just lying to the public through TV, and ask them what the fuck their plan was. What's your plan again? What's your plan? Like I said, the Republicans and Democrats killed a bunch of people and took over a bunch of houses, and they've basically been living there. Yeah, man, you gotta sign up. If you're in the frat group, we'll hook you up with a nice house and a good job. Yeah. Yeah, you'll never have to work again. You just have to lie to us, and eventually we're going to ask you to kill someone, probably. Or some shit. I don't know. Like I said, grab the senators. They're shit people anyway. They've all been shit people. Like I could tell you actually at which point they stop being complete shit and start actually being just whatever. The only way they could pull it off at all is if they killed all the life forms on the planet Earth, which is very ambitious, especially with all the bunkers. Nixon and JFK, oh, and the missile birds cross over in the night, and then when the dust clears. And a bunch of scientists said, that's a nuclear winter, and it's not going to be clearing for 140 million years. I don't know if it's true. The scientists knew what was going on, and they knew that as soon as the senators or whoever had what they wanted, they were going to do exactly that. Nuke everyone. Like I said, my nuclear weapons are completely safe and could actually be used as conventional bombs. Bye, city. 100% safe. I could nuke the whole planet and go out and be in time for cornflakes. And just rebuild. So. Or just kill all the life forms on the planet Earth and clean up the bodies. So that's what I had. Actually, I have antimatter explosives actually at my disposal. That's what I believe I used on one of the Jimmy Carters. I used like a 500 quadrilliton antimatter explosive. First time ever used, actually. Some sort of antimatter warhead or something like that basically literally took half the planet away. Took the base away. It went all the way down to basically the planet was lopsided after that, and I told them to repair the planet. Vaporized half the planet, a third of the planet anyway. So there wasn't anything living on that one anymore. So anyway, there was just one base anyway. We made sure that there wasn't anyone there, and sent word. Like I said, I love warning people. I love telling people it's like. And we were just making sure he didn't leave. His staff could leave all they wanted, but he couldn't leave, so. And then search the staff and all that stuff. Make sure, strip them down, bare bones, scan them, blah, 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 blah. You know, the normal things when you have a psychotic maniac on the loose that's just trying to, I will never die, I'll never go, the truth will never be known, and I need a lounger. So. Not exactly epic existence. And they're just trying to cover up the fact that I built the first stars and that I named America and blah, 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 blah. So, And they're just trying to keep the secrets of Republican, Democratic, or whatever, blah, 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 and all the rape parties and all the sex parties and everything else, and just blah, blah, blah. And it's like, ambitious. Definitely ambitious. Like, I mean, I built the stars and created life and blah, 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 and was moving around the galaxy, and they didn't even know I was out there, apparently. I don't know. I don't care. It's like, I was wondering what was going on. It seemed strange. It seemed wonky, as they say. Wonky, really wonky. Like I said, you could ask the Republicans and Democrats and people of Santa Barbara, Peel to Earth, or whatever, what the fuck is going on, and what their plan was exactly. I said, what do I care? I'm 90 trillion years old. I built the space clock that's in space, so everyone else in the universe knows how much time has passed. Or something like that. I don't know. Seemed like something interesting to do. I mean, the rest of the existence, the rest of the universe, me and the rest of the universe, because I'm just a builder mostly, and just wanted to build stuff. So we were building planets, stars, life forms, just doing this whole existence thing. And I don't know, some people are trying to get pussy, I guess. Drugs or something, or feel like they're important or powerful. So, and realistically, I think they were just trying to get one over on the last guy or the next guy. Me and the rest of the life forms were just kicking it together. Building, shaping, forming, thinking what else we should build, thinking what else existence needed, all that stuff. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, you know, and then later on, you know, some people and I, like I say, I love the Irish. Thank you for the ships. They were awesome, even if I never got to see them. People are like, you know, it's like, yeah, I know. Some fake half-wit idiot was pretending to be me. Not Thomas. Thomas, I think, was cool. I don't know. He was just an Irish guy, and basically, like I said, they rounded up all the Germans. The Germans were running the yard for me, and the Germans were doing all the pay management. And they rounded them up, and Thomas and the Irish people were like, same day as if it was yesterday. We still go to work. We still do our jobs. Just because someone else is running the place doesn't mean it's any different. So they took over for the Germans and earned their place in the total existence of the Earth or something like that. And did a fine job doing it.